Hello and welcome to Digitals in Gaming. I'm Syntosis and this is another episode of Direwolf20's 1.19. So what we're going to do is, now I've realised that it's dark, we're going to go and sleep first. Right. So between last episode and this episode, quite a bit's been done. Now it doesn't look like it up here, but if we go downstairs, as you can see, we've got a couple more providers. Because obviously we needed those. This thing's now finished. We've got these 4 and annihilation planes just sitting here waiting for that. We've got another redstone furnace just doing that stuff. We're doing this on the redstone furnace for here. We've got a couple of upgrades in here. So we've got the resonant upgrades. We've got obviously our 2 reactors which have been going quite happily. I've moved that redstone furnace over there and that's now doing stuff. I've moved these over here because we ran out of channels on this side. That's the only reason they're over here. And then I've obviously speed upgraded all of those as well. There is a couple of things that we definitely need to do. We need to get, I can go outside and do the sheep. But what I would like to do is actually automate that process of shearing the sheep. So that would be quite cool. I don't know where the hell that villager... Oh, it's a pillager. And I think he's outside. Let's go kill him because he's annoying me. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Okay, so they're dealt with. Let's go back in. Right, so yeah, so I've done a few little bits and pieces. I mean, nothing major. We've got a couple more crafting recipes into here. We've got the crafting patterns for compact machines, because I quite like the idea of actually having compact machines where stuff goes in, it gets generated, and then it goes out. We could have 8 machines like that on the network with just exporting and importing things in. I'm kind of leaning towards that idea because we are using a fair amount of channels. Now, we have a lot of channels, and I've done a bit of research. We can obviously increase the amount of channels there quite a lot. You know, we can take it from every block, we can put it into a square, we can do a whole bunch of stuff, which eventually we are going to do. But what I would like to do right now is to make sure that we've got this thing. So I went all over the place to find another meteorite, and I managed to find 1 block. I've been to about 20 meteorites and I've found 1 flawless. So what I did was I set these crystal growth accelerators, so you've seen those before. I've got an annihilation plane at the bottom and an annihilation plane here, and I'm just going to put this here to get this thing to grow on the top and the bottom. Now, obviously, that is not what I wanted it to do. I didn't want to, take it straight away. I wanted to let it grow first. I think what we might have to do is have a play around with that. But, yeah, it would be nice to actually have it grow. So if I do that, it should grow, and then we should be able to harvest. I mean, obviously the one underneath is doing that too, but yeah, not the best thing. It can be enchanted. Okay, so that's a thing. Although I want this really to be, when it grows to this, that's when I want to take it. Oh, that's not good. I don't know how to do that, but, we'll work that out. Because look, that gives us crystals. That would be awesome. I wonder if you can do an annihilation plane with a magnet card. No. Can you card these annihilation planes? I don't actually know whether you can or not. Can be enchanted. Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure at all. But we'll look into that, because obviously if we can get this thing to only harvest when this is big, we'll get 4 crystals. And it doesn't take that long for it to grow that high, actually. So it would be nice to be able to take that once it's fully grown. Unless there's something that I can put in there and it will detect it and then turn it on or whatever. That seems to me like it's probably the obvious choice, is if it becomes a certain block, then take it. Maybe some kind of filter, maybe. Equal distribution, inverter, acceleration, fuzzy. Yeah, see, it doesn't look like anything that's here would help. I mean, what's this? Green memory cards. Right, so what planes have we got? We've got a dark illuminated plane, we've got ME storage, ME import, ME export, ME level emitter, energy, annihilation plane, formation plane, and then we've just got tunnels and stuff. I can't see anything that will allow me to do that. Yeah. Not the greatest, really, but you know what, it is what it is right now. We'll use it because we'll get dust. And obviously I can use dust to get other things. But yeah, it would be nice to work that out at some point. But at the moment, I just need to. I honestly just need the dust, because I need to make sure that we've got a fair old amount of dust in the system, so that we can then create other items. So like here, we've got 66 Certus. I mean, we've got a fair old amount of Certus quartz already, but it would be nice to actually have that. What else we got in here? So if we want to do Certus, for instance, so if we wanted to do so, well, we've got a bit, we got 40 of them, which is not bad. 44 already. I mean, that's a phenomenal amount, really. So we take the Certus and okay, so we can put one charged and one in there, and then we'll get 2. So we could make crystals that way. We could enrichment chamber it, or we could redstone furnace it into that, but no, it looks like what we're going to have to do is drop it in water, blood, tallow, blah blah, any liquid basically, or most liquids should I say. Drop it into there and then sort itself out. Not ideal, but you know, it is what it is. So what we got to do is we got to automate the process of that. So we energize it. There we go. So if we energize it and then drop it in water, that would be alright. I'm just going to let the dust collect for a moment. I think what we'll do is we'll do that another time. I'm at the point now where I'd like to do some more research on that to see what I can do there. We've got our quarry going. It would be nice to have another quarry, but in the nether. And then obviously we need some more 64k storages. So if we do 64k, have we got any in storage in the system? No, we haven't. So it would be nice to be able to make those. 64 ME storage cell. So yeah, it would be nice to get those. We've got pattern. Well, we've got some patterns, but we haven't even got a pattern to make a pattern. So that would be a good idea. Now that we've got a way of getting stuff, it would be a very good idea, to be honest. So if we shove that in there, and we come around here, and we'll have a look at patterns now. Perfect. How many to get 20? Oh, we've got enough. Perfect. Alright, so we're going to get some patterns. We want to make a couple of different ones at the moment. Obviously, we've now got those, so that's cool. It would be nice to have some other patterns made. Now 64K, there's a 1ME storage cell there. So if we have a look at storage, so storage cell, 4K ME storage cell is there. The 1 is already in the system. We've got the 4, so there's the 1, there's the 4. The 16 we definitely need to encode. And then the 64. And there is a 256. Okay, 256. Is there any more? 256. We've got these, which is refined, but I don't really want to go down that route because we've decided we're going to go this one. A2 things, yeah, so these ones are higher tier. Right, so what we want is we want the 64 and we want the 256. So 64 and the 256. Is that chemical? Chemical storage. No, I don't want chemical storage. I want crafting storage. Right, okay, so there's different types. 64K ME storage. There we go. That's what I want. I want that. And if we put the other one back in, I want the 256 item storage. There we go. There's the item storage. So if we've got those, we should be able to craft whatever we need. Now let me check out. We've got Skystone Dust that's required. Glowstone is required for that one, and we've got all the processes that we need for them, so that's fine. So what we can do is we can go and chuck these in here, and then we should be available in the system now. So if we go back over to here and do, for instance, a 64K, there's our 64K, and if we ask it to do one, we're missing some quartz glass and some certus, and also some silicon. So there's a couple of ways that we can do that. Obviously, the certus we're going to have to do ourselves, but the silicon, we can definitely get that one working, because that's just dust. And then obviously the quartz glass, I'm pretty sure we might not have done the quartz glass actually. So if we go back over here and we'll do a couple of crafting recipes. So we want the quartz glass. Yeah, no, we didn't do any. So I want quartz glass. Where are we? Quartz glass. There we go. So we'll do that recipe. What glass do we have in the system? Because we do need glass to make glass. Do we have a recipe for glass? No, we do not. Okay, so do we have sand? We really don't have a lot of sand either. Right, okay, so we need to do... Right, so we've got the quartz glass. There's the quartz glass. We now need sand into glass, which is a smelting recipe. So sand into glass, so we'll keep them separate. And then what else do we need? So if we go 64K, like so, and have a look at what we need for the 64K. So we've got that now. Let's have a look at all these. So quartz glass is quite important. So we'll get that one sorted. And there's the quartz glass, so that goes in there. Now this one, obviously, is a smelting recipe for over here, really. And what we're going to do is we're going to shove it in here, I think. I think that might be the best bet, as if we actually cook it here. In which case, we will get rid of this. And I know that it's, we can't really take over that one for the moment, but we should have quite a lot of stuff. So let's have a look at whether we've got any providers. We've got an import, we've got an export, we've got an annihilation pane. We don't have any providers, so let's go grab a provider. I keep going to this side. Now I've moved it and it's over here. I keep going to that side. I will eventually get used to it. So I need a provider, which is one of those, which is missing, obviously, is the annihilation one? No, formation in this instance, fair enough. Right, so let's get this, and we'll get one of those. Perfect. No, I needed that. There it is. There's the glass pattern. Right, cool. Okay, so we've got our provider. Now, I don't really want a provider block here. So I'm just going to shove it in here and get a provider pattern. There we go. So that it's all nice and small. And we're going to shove that in there. And then we're going to link it up to the system. And that should now be able to feed into the glass that we require. So that's good. We'll shove this in. We're not going to shove that in the system. We're going to keep that with us because we're going to make some of that in a moment. What else do we need? I don't think we need anything else. So 256 requires skystone, right? Which we already have. We don't have. It's missing. Okay, so what are we missing here? So we're missing silicon. So let's go and have a look at how silicon is made. And we don't have a recipe for it, so we're going to make one, which is literally this. That is our recipe for that. So we are going to hit that button, and we're going to go and put that in the furnace pattern. There we go, like so. Now that should all be good. So if we go 256 and hit this button and hit next, we're missing 4 skystone dust. So let's have a look at the 256 and see what the skystone dust is. And it's just skystone, but mullered. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we got some skystone while I was out. Yep, I did. So I'm going to go over here. Now it needs to be fed into this machine, so I'm going to have a look and see if I've got a hopper, which I do. So what I'm going to do is just filter that on the side and then just chuck a whole bunch in there so that it will basically just do one at a time. And in fact, actually, I'm going to go and get some more skystone, and I'm going to do a few. So I'm just going to take a stack, an additional stack, and throw that in there. That will then just continue to do that, and that will be good. We only need 4, but we're going to need more cards anyway. So let's have a look at this now. Okay, so we need 327 Certus quartz, and available is 8 of those, but we need 108, which means we need more dust. Because if we go over here, 1 silicon is 1 Certus quartz dust. So we're going to need some more dust. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here and we're going to do that. And this should produce 16. It shouldn't be too difficult. There we go. So that should produce 16. And now we should be able to do 16 energized. And the idea is we're just going to double it. Actually, we could automate this quite easy, couldn't we? Pull in one, out the other. We're almost done with this anyway, so I'm not going to do the rest of it on camera, but I'm going to do these little 8, show you that, you know, this is exactly the same process that I'm going to do. And then what I'll probably do is make another charger. In fact, actually, I'll probably make the charger on camera, to be honest. Come on. There we go. Right, so we got 15. Where's the other one? There it is. So we got 16. Okay, so 16 of these, 16 dust will give us 32. So let's give ourselves 32 of these things, like so. Perfect. Alright, and then what we're going to have to do is do exactly the same thing, but we're going to do it with a second charger. So let's go get a charger. Would help if I spelt it right. There we go, get one of these. Really, really simple. Just need to be hooked up to power as well, which is even better. We are going to need a hopper and an importer, which I think I've already got in my backpack. Yeah, well, there we go. So we've got an ME import bus as well. So we're going to need one of those. We're going to need that, and then basically a Certus quartz dust will be imported into the system once. In fact, actually, is it going to be imported into the system? I don't know whether I want it imported into the system straight away, actually. Let's get some iron cables and the cyclic wrench. Did I put the cyclic wrench in here? I did indeed. I put one of them in there. Okay, so the cyclic wrench, and obviously we need some cyclic stuff, which is what? Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so what we're going to do is we need power, but we don't necessarily need anything else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and we're going to feed this from... In fact, actually, we're going to commandeer this area. Like so. And we're going to use this. So we are going to put our charger down here. We're going to put our Certus there. So that should now insert into here. When that is done... We are then going to export to the... No, it's not going to go there. It will go on top. And then what we'll do is we'll export to the chest. Like so. And we're going to... Okay, so it's not allowing it to move, which is good. So that will literally charge it and put it into here, which is exactly what we want. Because what we don't want to do is obviously have the Certus not there. Now, whoa, we've got a lot. Holy crap. That is a lot of Certus stuff. Can you imagine if we could have that but working when it broke the crystals instead? That would be amazing. Okay, so we're almost good with this. These are going to be charged up. This will then give us a double, which was 64, which is fine. So that's cool. So I'm quite happy with that. Yummy. The annihilation plane, right? See, I can't click it. It's just on. Whatever's there, it just gets annihilated, which is not ideal. Can be found in meteorites, which is fine. Right, so we can make fluix out of this lot, and we can make crystals. So that's cool. Right, so we've got 32 of these. Let's go over here and get our 64 of them. Cool. And then we're going to go and shove those into the hopper. And then we'll come back when they're done. We've got enough Certus to do this, so I'm not really that worried about not having enough. I'm just worried about that. Like, I would like to have the crystals and then break them down. I wouldn't... Yeah, I would like to have the crystals more than enemy. I'm pretty sure I'd like to have the crystals more than enemy. Okay. We're going to have to work that out, I think. Or I'm going to have to work that out. But right this second, we're 20 in with the crystals. So I'm going to come back when this is done. Alright, so I've put these in again. So these are probably 120 odd different Certus quartz, which is fine. I've also fixed an issue with the silicon where it wasn't the right silicon that was being used. This thing here, I've been doing some research online. And basically, if I put down like an individual network, so I've created a blue cable. Now what should happen is if I put that there, it should connect here for power, right? And if I then put down the ME import or export, I think it's the export bus. Or is it the ME interface one? There was an ME import, export. No, I don't think it's that one. Let me see. So it needed a... No, it didn't need that. It needed something else. It was something else. It wasn't a pattern provider. It was... No. Nope. Storage bus? Storage bus. Yeah, this is it. So a storage bus. So I need an interface, which is one of these things. So what do I need for the interface? So I need an interface. So let's go for an interface. Right, so I need... is that an interface? Yeah, that's an interface. So I need one of them. Oh, and I need some of these. Cool. One of them. Perfect. And then we're using that one to create this thing. An ME storage bus. Right? So apparently, if you put the storage bus here, and then we do Certus quartz, which we're going to go and steal one from over here, and we're going to put that in that bit there, right? So that it will only ever break this if it's going to make that. And then we put the annihilation plane here. That's not right, is it? Oh. Okay, let's start again with that. If I do that, and I put down one of these quartz fibers for power only, so it's not in the network, right? So it's going to create a completely separate network. That's what I did wrong. So I put a cable here, and then I want to do, this is the storage bus. So I want to put that side, and I want to put that crystal there, right? Then I want to put this side. So that break, yeah, there we go. So it will only break that if it will make what I've specified. So it, or it should. So this is growing, a little bit more. There we go, boom. So it broke it because it could make a Certus quartz. That's kind of cool. I mean, I'm not being funny, but that is kind of cool. So we need one of these, but linked underneath here as well for the other side. Or we just make it grow faster. And we put one on the bottom. So we need some Fluix crystals. And obviously we can make all these bits and pieces and stuff. So we need redstone and quartz. So let's have a look at redstone. You know what? We're going to grab that and quartz like so. And we should have, yeah, there we go. We should have enough of those. So let's go charge these up and get ourselves some more crystals. Sweet. Okay, so nice. We got ourselves some crystals, so we'll shove those into the system like so. We're going to create a couple of blocks just because we can, and then we're going to create some one crystal growth accelerator because that's all we actually need. We're going to go under here, we're going to break this. I know it's taking time, but I don't really want to use the thing and accidentally grab it. There we go. Oh. No, that's power. Is that? Yeah, that's the right way up. And that's going faster. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, perfect. All right, so now let's cover the sides up. So if I kind of understand this, it's providing power to this, right? This is its own separate network. Now, if you connect two pieces and provide it power, it doesn't need anything complex. It just, you know, understands that this is linked to this, which means that as this grows, this then goes, oh, hang on, if I break it, what do I get? If I break it, what do I get? And then it breaks it and it gets one of them, or it can break it and get one of them. It breaks it. And as you can see, we're up to 53 already, which is a lot a lot of cool stuff. And then obviously we put, so how many channels we got on here? We've got 6 channels. We are going to shove all that there. We are not going to use the blue cables because they are going to be our specials, and we're going to shove one there, and now that will go into the system quite slowly, but I don't really care because yeah, we should be able to keep up with that. So now we're getting Certus quartz into the system, so that's cool. That's just going to continuously upgrade and go up and up and up and up, so I'm really not worried about that one. It does mean that we've got Certus dust that we could probably get rid of. So we've got 63 there. So let's go get some. So let's just get one more. And then we can do 64 and we can put those in the system. So we're going to keep some dust, obviously, for obvious reasons. We're going to need dust. So we'll just keep that dust there. But this dust we will turn into crystals. There we go. Okay, so the other thing that we can do is obviously automate the whole Fluix Crystals, but we will do that in a minute, I think. I think what we'll do is we'll leave it for a second and we'll work that out, because I'm pretty sure it will be roughly the same kind of deal. It'll be, you know, exporting into here. So actually, there was a barrel, wasn't there? Wasn't there an open-ended barrel or something? Barrel, standing barrel, revolver barrels, oak barrels, iron. Wasn't there one that you could, there was like an open, you know what, doesn't really matter, because we can we export? I don't know, actually. I mean, it would be quite good to be able to dump the stuff out the bottom, wouldn't it? Really. Let's have a look at open. Oh, there we are. Open crate. So you put it in and it drops it out the bottom, right? Is that right? Living wood planks. It's Botania. So probably not the one I'm thinking of. Bottomless? No. I don't know. If we could get an export, well, we've got an exporter. Let's have a look at an export bus. An export bus will not eject. So maybe, if it's not that or Annihilation, maybe it's one of the other ones to this. Maybe it's the creation plane or formation plane. Maybe the formation plane will eject it. Because that's what we need. We need to eject it into the water. Formation plane, there we go. Let's make one of them. We can't make one of those because we need one of these. So let's make 2 of those. And formation, here we come. Okay, so if we've got a formation, can we eject it? Inverter capacity, priority? No. Formation plane. No, that will just make it. What are we doing? Right, so we're good with that. We're good with this. I think, honestly, I'm going to go and research that and I'll be right back. Alright, so I think I've got it. So we've got the precise dropper. Okay, so if we precisely drop stuff into it and we export in, we can then suck it up using a basic item collector and we should be good. So if I shove the basic item collector on here and then decrease the range so that it's literally just here, right? Now, if it's just here, if I have the pool of water maybe here, So if I have a pool of water here, oh, maybe if I do that, and get a bucket. Let's grab a bucket. Let's get some water. And I grab. There we go. And if I put that there, and then obviously put this block back. Now we've got the block of water, which is fine. So this thing will pick up from there. So what I want to do is I want to increase the Y. Yeah? Because I want it to pick up all the way down into that water block there, essentially. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so now if I put a dropper just above here and drop the items into the water, what should happen is, so if I put that there and then I put the dropper, if I go down here and then put it up here that way, no, that's not going to be right, it needs to be the other way. So let's get rid of this, and let's get, so that's already dropping stuff into the system. Oh, this is already going to be annoying. Let's go get our dropper again. And let's get some blocks. Let's get some tough. Yeah. So if I put that block here and there, and then the dropper that way, that's cyclic. So I need a cyclic wrench, which is this one. Or do I need to do it that way? Do I need to drop it straight out? No, I don't. I just need to drop it there, right? Into the water. I just need to drop it into the water. So, okay, so that is... Getting this round the right way is proving to be annoying. There we go. Right, so that should just drop it straight into there. So, if I pattern into here, and we'll not link it with the blue cable because the blue cable is up there, but we will link it here. So if I ME pattern Fluix, so if I go Fluix, and Fluix Crystals are this, right? So I've patterned that. Now just as long as we've got those in the system, we should be good, right? So if I go over to here and chuck a whole bunch of crystals in, like so, just grab a couple out and put them in the system, like so. We should have, what do we want? Count. 64, because it doesn't matter. We don't want a delay. Well, we really don't need a delay. Right, so anything that gets put into here goes into there. So if I go and ask for Fluix, and we ask for 2, so let's get those out of there. We ask for 2. No CPU user available. What the hell is going along? Okay, so we'll cancel that. And now we'll ask for 2 Fluix. What should happen is all the items should go into here and then get dropped out, right? Oh, it requires power. Power. Electricity. There we go. Energy. So we'll just straight up. There we go. That should now throw it out, right? Always on. Oh. It's going to take it no matter what. So what we might need is an advanced one of those. Which is one of these. Which needs one of those. Can be filtered. Perfect. So if I do that there, and then we'll just scoot it down on these planes here. I want to see where the range is. Yeah, there we go. It goes all the way down underneath there. That's quite. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. And then we can filter it. So I want just Fluix Crystals, and then I want to ask this thing to make some more Fluix Crystals. We're going to have fair enough. We've got enough quartz. We're going to put those in there, and we're going to say I want 10, and it's going to say no because it got picked up before it actually got made. So let's craft 10, start. Did that get... We got Fluix? No, we ain't. Look, see? No Fluix. It's waiting on 10. Not getting them. Oh, blacklist, whitelist. So still picking them things up. But see, this is so stupid. Go. Yeah. Might need to be secure a little bit more, but alright, the idea is there. I think it needs a bit of tweaking. I mean, the idea is kind of good enough. The dropper basically just places it down. Let's see if we can get this to go up, or, you know, so it shoots it straight down. Yeah, see, it doesn't. Is there a placer? Well, there is a fluid placer or a block placer. Or we've got block placer, fluid placer from industrial foregoing. We need a dropper of some sort, but factory dropper. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we've got the items around the right way now. So this thing is feeding a pattern provider. The pattern provider has got a Fluix Crystal pattern in there, and then obviously if we put it onto there, there's no way of getting it into the system continuously because it would just start chucking stuff out. That's really annoying. But so it comes into here. We feed this little sub-network with power only, obviously with the quartz fiber there stopping the network. This is then attached, and we've got the formation plane linked to the ME interface, which is sitting on this block. Okay, so when you feed items to this block, it goes into the ME interface, which then gets pulled and put into there, right? And then they drop into the water, they change over, and then this thing over here is literally Fluix Crystals only. So what should happen is if I do Fluix Crystal, right, we've got none in the system right now, and I want 10 start, what should happen is they all should get dropped over there. They all get sorted, they all get picked up in this chest, and then they end up here. There we go, there's our 10. So that is all automated. So now we've got this thing, which is basically growing, and so it's the same simple principle. This thing is only putting stuff into this crate when this can break this, and it equals the output there. Otherwise, it just leaves it alone, which I think is a really... I didn't know the Annihilation plane did that, but that's really good. The Formation plane obviously gets fed the items, so when we put the interface on there, blocks pushing to the interface means it will feed. But you can also put them on there, and you can feed other items out of the network or into the internet. So that's pretty cool. Now there is one thing with the Formation plane. I didn't see this, but when you put items in here, this thing comes up. Now it starts with place the block, but if you click it, you can then get, so here we got place blocks will place this block, and then if your blocks will be dropped. Now, like I said, take that out, that disappears. That's why I couldn't see it. Whereas if I put them back in, blocks will be dropped. And then it goes into the water, and then we're all good. So we could do that for Certus actually, but we're not going to, because I am quite happy with the way that we've got our Certus blocks. I've been 1 out of about 40 different meteorites is, yeah, that's a bit taking the mickey, but you know, it is what it is. I genuinely do not care because it's working. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Now this thing over here obviously needs to be automated because, well, it just does. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick up all of that rubbish, and we're going to go over there, and we're going to automate this one now as well. So do we want a storage? No, we want we don't want the blue ones, we want the normal cables, we want that, we want an import, we want a provider, so we want to provide a pattern to it. So let's go and grab another provider, which is always a pain in the ass, but never mind. Let's go grab a provider. There we go. And with this provider, we're going to need it to place it onto a block, so that's cool. This one here, we are going to do charged Certus. So there's our charged Certus, that's what we want it to do. So we want to do this. There we go. Boom. Okay, so we've got our pattern, we've got all our bits. So now we just need to make sure that we've got enough channels, which we've got 7 of 8. That's not going to be enough. We need 2 more. What have we got over here? Yeah, we can do it here. So I'm going to shove it. I'm literally going to shove it there, and I'm going to do an export. No, I'm not. I'm going to do an import on there. So what have we got in our backpack? We've got an import. Perfect. There we go. Okay, so we're going to do an import from the right, and we're going to do a pattern provider on the left. We're going to then connect those up to the network, which will take another 2 channels, which is not a problem. We will fix all this later. We just need to get the basics up and running. Then obviously this pattern provider will go in there, it will charge and come out the other side. Perfect. So what we should be able to do is now go charged. Do we have any charged? Charged we do. We have quite a few. We're going to grab 10. Next, start. And there we go. It goes in, gets pulled out, goes in. Yeah, it goes in, gets pulled out. We might need to boost the production there. So that is working. I'm going to kill that though, because I mean, 1, we don't need the charged Certus quartz right now. But 2, I also want to do a little bit of a boost. Let's go and get some flux. Right, so it provides energy to your network. So I don't want 1,000, I just want 2. There we go. Right, so this one provides energy to adjacent blocks. So I'm just going to dump that on top. I'm going to then select base. And that should keep that well up to date with power. So let's have a look at charged. We've got 60 at the moment. We're going to ask for another 10. And we're going to put those back in there. There we go. That's a lot better. Yeah, so that's keeping that up to date a lot easier and a lot better than that. So that's perfect. Okay, so now we can put all our stuff away. Like so. Get our food back. We do need to go and sleep because we're getting stupid with that. We are, however, going to kill this guy. These two. Because they're annoying. And then we're going to have a look around on the minimap. He's here somewhere. Where's the bubbles? There's the bubbles. There we go. Got him. Okay, so let's go sleep. Alright. So now we've got a decent amount of automation going on here, so I'm quite happy with that. We've got our... So there's a few things that we do need to do. I mean, obviously, we need to fix this thing over here. So now we know, and thank you very much for the... yeah, thank you very much for the comment on the video. It was exactly what I thought, which is the wrong version for the fluid. So what we might have to do is import it, convert it, and do some funky stuff. But I don't know. I'm not really that bothered because I mean I can just kind of stand here when I really want to have a few more ender pearls. And at the moment, how many have we got in the system? We've got 17, so we're not doing too bad for them, so I'm not really that worried. I do want to expand this. I want a couple more CPUs, because it means that we can have crafting going on at the same time, which will be quite nice. But I'm not going to do that on camera. I'm just literally going to make some CPUs and some little crafting storage and all that kind of stuff. So we'll get that built out. That will not live there either. That will probably go into a corner somewhere, so it's a lot easier to deal with. These things are doing good, so that's cool. Let's go and check our quarry real quick. See how that's doing. I'm hoping that this is doing alright. Full power, it's on its way. So yeah, so there we go, 94 of 256 chunks. So we're quite happy with that. We do need to get another one of those and pick it up so that we can have power. And we can get nether items, but we can do that, not a problem, so we'll sort that out at some point. I think down here looks highly misorganized. It's seriously ugly down here, but it's functional and it's working. So right now we should be able to automate, or at least ask for certain bits and pieces from the network so that we can get going and we can be okay. Now, I've lost some armor, so we do need to get some more armor. But, you know what I really need is some netherite. So I think definitely getting everything ready for next episode, so that we can go and do the builder in the nether. Although, I don't know. I think an open quarry... Simple quarry, mine colonies. Okay, well we could suppose we get them, but yeah. So we'll go and get one of these. There's a clearing fortune quarry. Yeah, there we are. The fortune quarry. Actually, we could do that. Possibly not without a ghast though. I'm pretty sure we don't have a tier. We have one. We could do it. How do I get more tiers? How do I get more tiers? Not sure. You know what? It's fine. We'll work that out at some point. But right now, I'm okay with using that for a fortune quarry. If that gives us fortune for nether stuff, then that should be good. We've got that was the other thing that we started with, which was the 256 storage. So let's see now. There we go. Now we can make it. Do I want to kick it off now? Yes, I do. So I'm now going to kick that off, and that will be... There you go. Well, it tells us the crafting status. It tells us it's going to be a little while. I'm not too worried about that, actually. I'm quite happy with that. Look, we've got most of the things available. We've got... yeah, we've got the CPUs crafting, so all the processors crafting, so that's cool. Yeah, so everything is good now. Once that is in, I'll obviously put it into our ME drive. I probably won't do a second one right now, but it would be nice to get a couple. You know, just to make sure that we've got enough storage for the items, because we're going to be going to the Nether. So that would be quite cool. Where is this dude? Where are you? Oh, there you are. Yeah, so it'd be quite nice to get that storage in place for when we go there. So I'm quite happy with that. Next episode is definitely going to be split into two. One, we're going to craft some farms, because I need a ton more wool if I'm going to expand the ME system out. So out here, I think we're going to start, you know, doing the sheep farm. So that'll be cool. I think also what we're going to do is put a builder in the Nether. We've obviously got the items over here, so we can do that. Now, I did put some of the things into the system to allow us to do what do you call it, compact storage. Okay, so obviously we need one of these, which we can get. So if I grab two of the... oh no, we've got blaze rods, so I'm not worried about that. Let's get a couple of these. So we'll get two of those and one of these. Yeah, compact storage. So what do we got? We haven't got the massive one. We got the next one up. Well, the next one down, sorry. We can't make him at the moment because we are still crafting. But as soon as that's finished, I'm going to make some compactor machines. And I think what we'll do is we'll put some of these items in there, because I don't really want the base to get too bad. So I think what we'll do is take some of this, put it in the compact machines and do it that way. Or at least some of this stuff, because, you know, this stuff could be condensed down. We'll see what we can do, but at least if we've got compact machines, then we can start, you know, segregating things off and putting them into making it all pretty, and, you know, yeah, that would be quite cool. Anyway, that is definitely the end of this episode. We know what we're doing next time. We've done some pretty cool stuff this time, so yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Anyway, I think that's more than enough of my voice. I've been Syntosis. You've been awesome. Laters.